I've spent about a week with this 2023 Genesis GV60, and this GV60, it has certainly changed my mind on electric vehicles. Prior to testing this GV60, my experiences with electric cars is mostly with Teslas, and I've recently tested a 2021 Tesla Model S Plaid, and I have to say, for 2021 and 2022, Tesla has truly improved their cars, okay? Not only do they drive far superior now, but the interior quality seems to be improving, and they just seem to care about updating their cars. So that's a great thing, because Tesla is one of the more commonly purchased EVs in the United States. But that's the thing. Tesla needs to improve their vehicles because of cars like this, the Genesis GV60. Real car manufacturers like Genesis, like Audi, like Mercedes, BMW, these real car manufacturers are beginning to come out with their own electric vehicles, full EVs. There's no weirdness with this GV60. In my week of testing this car, I've literally had no real complaints with it, okay? Other than the fact that this costs a lot of money. This is the performance model, so, it certainly gets up and goes. Yeah, power is not going to be a problem. Because you have that glorious power on tap whenever you wanted, that instantaneous power on tap, this is going to set you back about $67,000 to $68,000, and the car is a little bit small. So that's my two primary complaints with the GV60, and there's a few other little ergonomic issues I've noticed, like this headrest kind of comes out a little too far, so I haven't been able to find a, super comfortable driving position in this car, and it's also a little bit difficult to reach the the HVAC controls. But other than that, I don't really have any practical complaints with it. This thing rides amazing. Even with 21-inch wheels, being the performance model, it glides over large bumps perfectly. It's a relatively quiet car, and as you already saw, the performance is stunning. It is very quick, 0 to 60 in about 4 seconds, but we all know this, EVs, it's the speed that makes them enticing. And that's why, in my opinion, it's worth paying up to get the performance variants of an EV car if you can. Because I am a car enthusiast. I love cars. I love the experience of driving. Most importantly, I love the experience of listening to an amazing engine. A lot of people who follow this channel, they probably think it's blasphemy that I'm even accepting EVs in my life, that I'm actually praising this car. Here's the thing. The reason why I didn't really like EVs before is because my only experience with them was the first generation Tesla products, and they sucked. Even up to like 2018, when I tested out the Model S P100D, it felt off, it felt weird, it felt unnatural to drive. The suspension calibration was off, the braking performance was weird, and obviously there was no engine, and the whole thing just felt soulless, weird to experience. The steering feedback was numb and strange. It just was not calibrated properly. But now they're starting to get their act together because they have no choice, because of cars like this GV60, which does not feel weird, which feels absolutely natural to drive. It is a seamless transition now between an internally combustion engine car over to something like this EV. And you could just pull out whenever you want to because it just has that instantaneous power on tap. You're just the king of the road when you're in a performance EV, and that's the thing that I absolutely loved about daily driving this for the past week when I was testing it. It just zips along so well. You're just effortlessly passing people. Nobody can touch you when you're in a near 500 horsepower EV. And as I already mentioned, everything feels natural. The power delivery is pretty linear. Now, obviously, it's got the same cons as every other EV or even a turbocharged engine, where it gives you all the thrust up front and then it begins to die off past like 90 miles an hour. You don't really feel much. You don't really feel pulling anymore, but it doesn't matter because nobody's doing 90 miles an hour in the United States. It's that initial thrust. It's that initial putting your foot on the throttle and getting that pushback sensation into the seat, right? That's what you experience on an everyday basis, and that's what these EVs deliver, and it's fantastic. I firmly believe that daily drivers, all the way up to luxury cars, should all just be fully electric, in my personal opinion. All of the four-cylinder turbos, V6s, V6 turbos, all that should just disappear and die, because the EV battery pack setup is just far superior to V6s and 4 cylinders. Even twin turbo V8s are better off just being fully electric. And let me explain why. If you've been following my channel, I'm not super impressed with most cars out there, because most cars are now being turbocharged, and that sounds cool to most normal people. It sounds like turbocharging sounds like something from the Fast and the Furious, but in reality what turbos really do is it really muffles an engine. So a twin turbocharged V8 BMW M5 or something that sounds epic on paper, it produces no noise. And because of that, car manufacturers are injecting fake noises through the speakers of those BMW M cars, Audi RS models, right? And they feel dead. They already feel like EVs for the most part. There's no real excitement there. And obviously little 4-cylinder cars, that's just rattly, and it's not smooth and it's not refined. And transmissions typically suck in most cars outside of a Porsche PDK or like a ZF 8-speed transmission, right? Outside of all this, transmissions blow. So daily drivers, everything from like a Hyundai Elantra all the way up to a Rolls-Royce Phantom, should just be an EV. You're just better off, because everybody keeps seeking for the smoothest engine and the best transmission performance. Yeah, no more of that. You don't need to seek that anymore, because EVs offer the ultimate in terms of smoothness, and also there's no transmission, there's no shifting. It's just seamless and instantaneous. And let me give you another example, because on this channel, many people, myself included, we have been praising a car known as the Lexus LS460, right? Many people seem to be worshiping that car on this channel. And let me tell you something. This is a perfect example. That is a naturally aspirated V8 engine, and it's a massive luxury saloon or a sedan. An EV will do everything that the LS460 does, except better and with less moving parts. Because obviously it's smoother, it has no engine, and there's no transmission. Plus, the other advantage with EVs is the fact that it's a battery pack system, right? So there's no transmission tunnel or anything like that, taking away interior space. So you have that flat floor space in the vehicle. So this is a tiny little car, the GV60. And that's one of my complaints with this car, is the fact that it's small and it's expensive. But even though it's only 177 inches long total, the wheelbase is 114 inches. So you have legitimate space in the back for adults, like up to 6 feet tall, and you have a flat space to put your feet, right? So even as a luxury product trying to offer more space, this does a much better job than a traditional car with an engine and a transmission. So that's why I think, in my opinion, the only engines that should be really made is a naturally aspirated V8 or a naturally aspirated V12. Both of which, they're still going to die, because nobody's going to buy them, because wealthy people pretty much dictate the market, right? There's about 21 million millionaires in the United States, and about 1,700 millionaires being made every single day in this country. They're the ones that really move the market, that purchase these cars. And for them, most likely they're families, right? They're husband and wife, dual incomes. That's one of the main reasons why they got to be so rich in the first place, right? And there's about 350 million people in the United States total. So we can assume the top 50 million, these are the people moving the markets. Because they're at that level of wealth, they make more logical decisions, right? And they no longer really care about the soul and being attached to a car and experiencing a car anymore. They just want something that's amazing on paper, offers a lot of space, and offers you a federal tax credit, right? They're thinking monetary wise, right? EVs make more sense for most families. That's why personal coupes are disappearing, stuff like the Lexus LC500, that's not going to be made. However, these companies could produce those cars, especially a big company like Lexus. They could at least produce one car like that and just make it into a plug-in hybrid, right? So you can have a plug-in hybrid V12 Ferrari or a V8 Lexus, and maybe a company like Lamborghini or Ferrari might do that, but that's irrelevant, because that's going to cost $350,000. Most normal people, we can finagle ourselves into a six-figure car, like a $100,000 car. You can't really finagle $350,000. So it's a moot point. Even if Ferrari and Lamborghini do make V10s, V12s, it's not going to matter, because we can't afford it. And Camaros, Challengers, Mustangs, I'm pretty sure they're all going to go full EV as well. Yeah, it's just the fun stuff is disappearing. Really, the only thing that a internal combustion engine can offer us now is the sound, is the audible tone, listening to those engines, those glorious engines rev out. The engine is the heart and soul of an automobile. I won't lie to you, driving this GV60 for a week, this doesn't feel soulless or dead to me. This does feel exciting, even as a car enthusiast, someone who loves driving. I love getting into vehicles. I love experiencing them. This has not felt dead to me. Genesis has genuinely done an amazing job making this feel like something, making this feel alive. And being the performance variant, that really helps with that. Now, as I already mentioned, especially in my full review, if that's not already up, driving this 10/10 is missing the point. It's mainly a performance car because of its straight line speed, not really because of its handling demeanor. It gives you that impression that it can handle amazing because you have all that battery pack weight down low. The center of gravity is low in this. When you take your everyday left-hand turns and your right-hand turns, the car feels neutral. It feels like there's no body roll, so none of the occupants are being flipped over onto each other. Once you start pushing at 10/10, you floor it into a corner with the wheel cocked. I mean, yeah, that's when you start noticing the slight vagueness with this car. The lack of grip, it just keeps squealing its tires because they didn't put the performance all seasons on here. They put the regular touring tires on here. So it kind of lacks that grip to keep up with that weight and that crazy instantaneous power and thrust. But I'll take this 10 out of 10 times over any type of BMW M car or any of those twin turbo V8 things or twin turbo V6s. I will take this over any of those engines any day of the week because not only does this annihilate them in straight line performance, at least from 0 to 60 everyday driving, but you're using no fuel in the process, right? So you can just install a level 2 charger at your house, and you never have to see the inside of a gas station ever again for the rest of your life unless you're taking this on a longer journey or a longer trip. This is rated to do around 235 miles of range, and it will absolutely do that if you're driving it more efficiently, because this is satisfying doing regular speeds, right? That's the best part about this GV60 and what really won me over. You don't have to drive it crazy. You can enjoy it as a luxury product. Enjoy this fantastic interior space that's well put together and all that, the great technology. And it's fantastic to enjoy it at 45 miles an hour the same way it's enjoyable doing like 100 miles an hour. So I love the dual personality that this is able to pull off. But yeah, when you take it on a longer trip, I mean, you just need to make sure that there's an Electrify America station along the way throughout your journey. And if you have that, then you're fine. You have to go to Electrify America, and my experience going there, I mean, sometimes their charging station can be down. The blasted thing might not accept my card, my payment or something, and you look stupid. There's some inconveniences like that, but for the most part, you just find another charging station or just park to another booth that has a charging station that works, and you're able to fast charge this car in about 18 minutes from 20% all the way up to 80%. Now, financially, though, if you can, I would still consider leasing this because, yeah, the resale value of a traditional internal combustion car, that's questionable, but the resale value of this is also questionable. Once they start coming out with more EVs, especially in 2025, 2030, that do 400, 500, 600 miles of range, then these 200-mile range cars, they're just going to be kind of irrelevant, right? So you're better off leasing it and having that set residual value. So if the value of this ever does tank, you can just take it back to the dealership. They'll promise to buy it from you for their set residual price. But yeah, this GV60, well done. Good job, Genesis. This is a proper car. Just expensive and a little bit small. Other than that, it feels like a $70,000 car to drive, both in the ride quality, the performance, the quietness, the interior quality, the comfort of it. All of these things, it's all there. It all mimics something that a $70,000 car should deliver upon. That's my reason for loving these EV products. Maybe we'll see some naturally aspirated V8s in the form of a plug-in hybrid, but even if a company does make that, that's only going to last for a season. It's only going to last for like 5 years until they stop making that as well. So, but we'll see what the future holds. It's not completely depressing, let's just put it that way. So, that established, I'll have the next video on the end screen here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you there.